I wonder what happens to those strings that like glitch like that. Where do they go? Because we're good right now. Alright, so playing as Mia, I'm pretty sure. At least for the first episode, we're playing as Mia. I think Phoenix is the one we're defending. It says Turnabout Memories. So we're going back in time. I don't know this lady, though. In the top left, no clue. I guess we're gonna learn, though. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you're confident to see her, or continue to see her, you're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. You hit him with the hands? Phoenix ran a fade? It wasn't me. I didn't. I look like you did it, bro. I didn't do it. Nah, you knocked him out. I seen it. 5 years earlier, May Faye's second trial. It's her second trial, okay. Not her first trial, it's her second trial. That's interesting. So if it's her second trial, what the hell happened in the first one? And do we get to see it? The decor doesn't look older. I guess the officers look a little older. I guess. I don't know. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. It's finally time. Kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Oh, Mia. I don't know what the voice do for this guy. I forgot what I did. Please calm yourself. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my labels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm sorry, it's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprise me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case. You suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about this case, I mean. What? And you already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see. I mean, of course I have, I think. Well, let's look at the court record. Doug's autopsy report. Date and time of death, April 9th at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. A fatal electric shock? I thought he punched him. He tased him? But he didn't have anything in his hand. I don't know, bro. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there. That's our client. Why this man got a mask on? And why when he talk does it snap off his face? Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, yeah. I just want to say I'm giving all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no problem. What's wrong? You have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers, people screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's why this mask is for. That's what this mask is for. My doc said this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, go with my shirt. That's alright. He's the one on trial, not you. He is the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I am still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Okay, what's happened? That trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m. District Court number 2. That Winston Payne with the hair? Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fayette, wasn't it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. No, he got that thing on. Look at that. Alright, never mind. Stop doing that, bro. Okay. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll be all over soon. What was that all about? Why is he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with the summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. It certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record of as evidence. Crime photo 1, so I guess it's going to be multiple. The crime took place behind an IVU building. Okay. So right away when we look at this picture, you can see the sparks. I guess he got touched by that, but you could argue possible accident. However, if you look in the background, there's an umbrella, and who has an umbrella? That girl that Phoenix is trying to get with. So she might have killed him. How did she grab it without shocking herself? I guess she didn't touch the live part of it? I don't know. By the way, can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a gentile man. Okay, if you will. A what? Stand up, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Perfect opportunity. Well, what is it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now, see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R1 button. All the weapons you need can be found in the court record. Take a good, hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I gotta stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just press the R1 button here. Now then, with the attorney of the defense, would the attorney up for the defense please answer the question? So here's what we got. Proof of my profession: the first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Date and time of death, like we read earlier, April 9th at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. I can't open it. The crime that took place behind an IVU building. This is the photo we looked at earlier. Nothing else new. What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution. How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. Okay. What's that? Oh, why the motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie. I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all your weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it in old Graybeard's face. Yes, sir, into old Graybeard's face. You're Mr. Grossberg. Try to be a better example for the young lady. Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. I forgot to look at the profiles. Marvin Grossberg is 61 years old, my superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices. Phoenix Wright is 21, my client, a third-year art student at Ivy University. He currently has a cold. Doug Swallow is 22, the victim. He was a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Dahlia Hawthorne is 20 years old. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim, Doug Swallow, up until 8 months ago. Winston Payne is 49, the prosecutor up for this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R1 button, so be sure to go over it all. I just did. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Right here, Dahlia Hawthorne. I was not expecting her to sound like that. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here, Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has done part to play in the story. Okay, got you. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. We'll be alright. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. Okay. Interesting. Who is the first witness? If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. Whoa, was not expecting that. I'm gonna put my dog under his blanket. 1 second. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye? It's fine, after all. Mr. Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. What is he wearing, though, is my question, because well, I guess you never really seen him outside of the suit, so maybe this is just a spit. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess, I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did, or what did you do before you were arrested? Oh. Some violent sneezes. I was a university student, Mr. Wright. I understand that you are suspected in the death of your... But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I was... Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. Alright. The victim and I, witness testimony. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Oh, looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive, huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be, this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination is right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, that there was a lie, a contradiction? Now then, cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Here we go. If he lied, what could he have lied about? I guess, I mean, he agreed to talk to the guy. We know that much. But Mia doesn't know that. I don't think he's lying about whether he killed him or not, for sure. Because it's Phoenix, right? Get it? Anyways, it's him. So he definitely didn't kill him. But I would think he'd be honest about his relation to the guy, you know? I admit I was there, so I guess we're gonna press him on everything. He's got 4 different statements. Typical strategy. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. See, I don't think he has a cold. I think he just sneezes when he's nervous. Anyway, Mr. Wright. What are you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. Coincidence, huh? I think not. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. You say you found the body. So who called the police? That's a good question. Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. I don't know about that. I think we just kind of discovered everything afterwards. The witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Shoot. Why is he sneezing so much, bro? It's gotta be a nerves thing. But in the previous games, he didn't really sneeze like that. But I think it's just something that maybe he had years ago, and then he got rid of it. Can you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? 1 second. All right. Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Oh, we've got to press him on the next thing. How much do you think you can manage on your own from this point? I can handle myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definite proof. Or some definitive proof. Still works. Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. So then we're going to go to the very end here, because it's the only thing I didn't press yet. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I already knew the guy to begin with. Oh, that's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you already knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? You couldn't have that judgment call on him if you didn't really know him, right? It's a good call. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not the killer, I swear. No, you're cooked, bro. Mr. Wright, I'll give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well, he was always walking around with a huge Union Jack and the back, or on the back of his shirt. Okay, that's fair. I think we just press this statement. I don't think we have anything to provide on that. Did you see it at the crime scene, the Union Jack, I mean? Yes, that's right. I saw it at the scene of the crime. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than a salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow? That's a good question. Why do they call it that? Union Jack is the name of a United Kingdom flag. Oh. Alright. I didn't know that. Oh, I see. So you mean like the stars and stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there's a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, Check the court record carefully. Oh, my dear, do you think you can manage this? I'll see if I say I need some help. Mr. Grossberg, I could use a little help. Please don't look so sad. It brings a tear to my eye when you do. Alright, listen carefully. By comparing the testimony to the court record, you should be able to discover any contradictions if there are any. And when you've found one, I present the piece of evidence that contradicts the witness's testimony. Yes, that's the ticket. But still, I don't see any contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony. Maybe you don't have enough information yet. You can press for more information by leaning on a witness. Even if they're my own client, it doesn't matter who it is. If you think they're lying, press them like a cheap suit. That is an obligation of an attorney. Okay, maybe one more time from the very beginning of his testimony. So, just now on this last statement, he has a contradiction. And I need to present it, okay. He's always wearing a Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Okay. Alright. Now in this photo, the crime photo, you can see that there's no Union Jack on the back of it from this. So, there's a contradiction right there. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure it was right there. That scared me. It was right there on his back. Miss Fain, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack is on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Gotcha. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. He's crying. Come on now, Phoenix. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest just doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Damn. That was fucked up. And he's kind of acting like a pussy, though. I get it. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? This dude keep laughing, bro. Tired of you. I guess they did say he was a bit overconfident. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does it even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright? Shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like to take another look. Wait a minute. Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look, or take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Bro, I'm struggling. Oh, shit. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. Ooh, that's not good. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped it by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. Or dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his... Okay. So he must have dropped it, he picked it up, and hit it. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, Winston, I'm not gonna lie. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. I got a little theory. I'm thinking that he was sick going through the day or whatever. And then Dahlia may have hid his cold killer X or whatever so that he would still be sick. And dude was trying to explain to him that she can't be trusted and was trying to return his cold killer to him. I don't know. That's just a guess. I feel like she set him up, though. Because her umbrella's at the scene of the crime. Why'd that umbrella be there unless Phoenix had it himself? I don't know. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will now accept them into the record. Crime photo 2. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Ooh. I have to peep that. Cold killer X found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Phoenix Wright's fingerprints. Look at that. Alright, so 12 is at the top there. That thing says a little bit past 3. Because it's for sure 3 o'clock, but it looks like it's like 3:05 maybe? Because it's not on the 12 marker, you know what I mean? Autopsy report says he died at 3 p.m. though, so that's interesting. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Ooh, broken. Yes, it ceased function with a large wave of electricity passed through it. So, when he died, it is precisely what the clock says. Now, why is the autopsy report different from what the clock says? That's interesting. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids. Okay. What really happened? Here we go. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet up at 2:45 behind the building. That building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him there. Or I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Okay? We saw the confrontation, so he's lying about splitting up or whatever. That didn't happen. But I do think he did lose his bottle at lunch. I think that probably did actually happen. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave us previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies. Well, he definitely did. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so I'm gotta be saying that right? Whatever, not really concerned. So we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet there? Yeah, indicated you should meet at 2:45. Yeah, we are both there right on time. He said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone around him Or everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? We'll ask about both, I guess. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they are always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah. Those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway. Let's go on with your testimony. I'm gonna go back and ask more about that last one. Go back. Because I want to get that other question. And get another question out of this? Here we go. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables. Yeah. There were electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Fine, I think we're getting somewhere. Okay. Didn't add to his testimony though. We talked for a bit and then at around 3 we split up. So what was it you were talking about? You know, oh, I skipped ahead by accident. Whoops. You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. That's not what y'all were talking about. I know it's not what y'all were talking about. Hang out again sometime. Wish that were true. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. I didn't press the previous one because I pressed X. I haven't played this game in a minute, so I'm kind of fucking myself up. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. So I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Okay. We didn't press this statement right here, number 5 or number 4. Here we go. It's probably gonna be important. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Well, or yes. But why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why would you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Come on now. Alright, these sneezes are like perfect, bro. These sneezes are actually perfect. They should keep that in the rest of the game. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. Now we gotta press the last statement. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. You just said though that all your friends know that you take the cold killer X pills because they see you do it. But you say you only eat with her. So how does anyone else know? Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch. Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. That's fucking funny. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon was or has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I had somehow established, or if I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. I think I know what happened. I'm gonna try it. Let me say it though. It's orange now. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Payne? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite a brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Okay. Now then, Miss Vane, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Yeah, it's right there. As for the cause of death, I'd say the picture captures it quite well. What? But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Right here? Well, naturally, it's right here. That's, what is that? A severed electric cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmaceutical students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. I have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? What is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. I mean, yes. It was clear, or quite clearly imprinted on his chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electric cable. Order, order, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Take a fork and nuts. We're done. Mr. Grossberg. My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Phoenix Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? There we go. Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute, Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... I did it. Whoa. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Whoa. Okay, not what I was expecting. So all these cases, up until this point, is just Phoenix in jail, just pretending he was an attorney? Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. So listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Damn. I still don't think it was him because the umbrella in the background. Like, was she sneaking up the whole time? That's the convoluted part. Was she sneaking up the whole time and the Phoenix didn't notice her? Or did he notice her? But he says he's telling the truth this time, so I guess he didn't see her. But her umbrella is there at the crime scene and no one's talked about it. Why is her umbrella there? But I guess we haven't seen her with the umbrella, so we don't know if it's hers. But in her profile, I think, let me see. Doesn't have one in her profile. She just has it in the freaking the thumbnail for this this case. Okay. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Thank you? Still can't believe he really pushed the victim. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Bro, what year did this come out? Harlem Shake wasn't a thing until I was in, at least I think it wasn't a thing until I was in middle school. When I pushed the victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard something kind of loud, or some kind of loud noise. little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back and he was there, lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is quite simple. When you push, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electric cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electric cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed that. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without any further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Here we go. Let's see if I can save again. Okay. The guy was talking bad about Dolly. What was he saying? So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Okay. Is that all? Yup. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said he wanted to say... Wait a minute, I read that wrong. I'm way too possible on the stream. That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me, okay? And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. Oh, that's his umbrella. Okay. Alright. That's his umbrella. Interesting. That's when I started, or that's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. Now, it looked like to me. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right. There was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. I think what the judge said is actually accurate. When did he push him and then when did he die? Because his clock stopped as soon as he died. If the clock doesn't match when he pushed him, the timeline, then Phoenix didn't kill him. At the moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know? Come to think of it, I wonder what it was. I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it is the sound of the victim being electrocuted. I think someone cut one of the cables. That might have been the snap noise that he heard, but how do you cut a cable without electrifying yourself? You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Just try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha. Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up, tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Ah. That's why it was bent in the crime scene photo. That makes sense. Because if you look, it's bent up. So maybe that's what he heard. He heard the handle snap when it fell. He fell right on top of it and broke it. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner. That's fucked up. Then again, I wish I had any umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. That's probably why he got sick. No, he was hit sick for days before that. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in the testimony just now? Well, yeah, of course. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees that to the defense request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah. You see, I was wearing the sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. Okay, that's where he got it from. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Continue with your testimony, witness. Kick the fuck out of him, damn. Or she. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah. But like I said, I was worried about him later. So I went back and he was just lying there dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? He didn't he? He saw someone else. Nope, nobody. Could that stupid call possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless you can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info that could help me turn up some contradictions. This is a new thing they added to testimony. Is it something I can provide? I believe the shove. You know it's not making sense. If he fell on his umbrella, why is it so far away from him? Also, he's laying on his stomach. I don't think that's right. Because he says he fell on top of a cheap umbrella. But it's far away. If you fell on top of it, why would it be away from him? Right? Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on. I had mentioned that. I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim, actually. It's by the electrical pole. I think, yeah, okay, I was right. That's not his umbrella. That's Dahlia's umbrella. I was starting to doubt myself because when Phoenix was talking about it, he talked about how it was, what's his face's umbrella? Swallow's or Doug's umbrella. So now, turns out, it's actually Dahlia's. Now, maybe Phoenix had the umbrella himself, and then when he pushed him, he dropped it, and then he went back to get it. Or Dahlia had the umbrella, and she killed Doug. We'll see, though. Absolutely right. I know I am. The conclusion here is obvious. As the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Okay, that's a good point, too. That is also a possibility. I was going with my theory, but yeah. If he fell on top of the umbrella and he ended up somewhere else, he could have easily actually fell on it, like Ryan said, but got up. So he was still alive. Which would explain why he died after 3 and not at 3 like the autopsy says, which would suggest that Phoenix probably killed him, but the watch says otherwise. No! His toupee almost came off. You saw that? Order, order, order. The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. There we go. Umbrella owned by the victim found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella couldn't have simply been blown there by the wind. It was raining. Could have been a storm. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There is simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. True. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. But as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible? Okay, no contradictions. Gotcha. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly. I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is the witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Whoa! And she's the one who did it. There we go. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. That was Aura. You saw that? Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what did you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11, 11:52 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna get some, not water. I'm finna get some zero sugar orange Gatorade. Let's go. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. Looks like, but the next one is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why, the love of your life. Huh. Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Here we go. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then shook it off before she gave it to me. She said, I want you to carry this. I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. I think that she stole that or some shit and had him wear it so that if they come looking for her, the thief, he has it, right? So he goes to jail for it. He takes the fall. But Doug was trying to explain that to him, and Phoenix wasn't hearing that shit. And so Dolly killed him to silence him. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I met. That's interesting. He sees it as a symbol of love, but it's super duper small. So don't care that much for him. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, a small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Alright. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? The hell is that significant for? What? I guess they're gonna tell us. Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in the courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder. Can I see this? Testimony. I feel like we've seen that paper somewhere. I think she might have brought it up earlier while we were introducing Mia's character. What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. Okay, so this case is linked to the first one. Alright, so they skipped the first one to set up... Okay, I got you. I'm following. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Okay, here's a newspaper clipping. We can't check it right now, though. An article from August 28th, almost 8 months ago. Okay. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. I guess, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can do to help, or to be a help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better get better all get moving. Okay. I guess so. The recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Alright. We'll end the stream there and finish it up tomorrow, I guess. You know how we do. Kind of split it into parts. We don't have to do it all in one day. So this is going to be longer than normal. Normally you could run through the case in one day, but it's like this one's going to be split up this time. Alright. See y'all next time.